We are stuck with a president right now for,
Oh,
I know
that's
you don't
stupid.
think, I know you don't think he's going to last.
No.
Your prediction is he's not going to last.
No. No,
How
he's
much
gonna, I don't think he's going to live to the end of his term.
He's not going to live till the end of his term.
No.
Interesting. Well, I'm not convinced either that he's going to last all the way through.
Oh, you think they're going to 25th Amendment him?
Considering how this interview with Laura Ingraham actually ended up going, as badly as it could possibly have gone, which you'll now see, it's not going to surprise me. This was a crash out that really will have people questioning how much longer he can actually go, because it was as bad as it could possibly be.
Because that gives that person an immediate boost. It's like when they say, are you going to attack Venezuela? Are you going to attack this one? Are you going to attack? Yeah. I say, I'm not going to tell you whether or not I am. So I don't want to really give you, but I think this. We are doing phenomenally well. This is the greatest economy we've ever had.
Really? The greatest ever? Did you see the jobs report this past month? Not good. Totally not good.
Well, he just fires the people that have bad reports. Didn't he fire like an entire department because he didn't like the economic report?
Listen, I totally read the reports. I can read. I'm not illiterate. I know what I saw. This is the greatest economy in the history of the world. And because I say so, that is so. And you understand that as well as anybody. So what I'm going to do is I am going to allow my unhinged self make a few statements, and then I'm going to correct myself with the actual truth because I had time to think about it. That seems pretty fair.
Their talking points, oh, course high, course high. By the way, the only thing is beef. Beef
coffee
is a little high because the ranchers are doing great. Coffee, we're going to lower some tariffs. We're going to have some coffee come in.
Really, we're going to have that coffee come right in from Colombia and Venezuela.
Well, but what does he think is going to happen to that and that system when we start a war with Venezuela? What's going to happen with that? You think that Colombia is going to help us? You think Colombia is going to want to, like, he's not functioning.
The problem is that he did have a strong economy for many periods of time during his first term. And when things are going well.
Based on what?
Based on well, again, the economy is bad for everybody. Good for the people that, again, we're still an 80-20 society. That doesn't change anything. But now it's basically becoming like a 95-5 type situation. The point I'm making is that when the perception that's being thrown out there, I'm not, again, wipe that grin off your face. Just hear me out. If the perception is that the economy is doing okay or is doing well, however they're phrasing it, speaking in generalities, you can get away with that shit. The economy, by every metric, is doing bad. And then to make it worse, let's shut the government down for almost 2 months. That's smart. That'll definitely fix the problem. And as soon as they lift the shutdown, he's immediately on TV. This is the greatest economy in the history of the world. There is not a single, even the people in MAGA who are paid fucking money to sell this bullshit. I'm looking at you, Gunther Eagleman, and Wall Street Apes, and Benny Johnson, and even you, Tim Pool, and Dave Rubin, and I can go on and on. You sell sassafras, whoever the hell you are, whoever you people are. We know you're paid. My point is, even they know this is bullshit. They know it's bullshit, but it doesn't matter because the emperor has no clothes.
But they keep telling him he looks great, right?
Because they're getting
that's
paid.
what we're seeing. The emperor has no clothes, and he's surrounded by a whole bunch of toadies that tell him he looks great. I think he gets crappy intel. I think he's told that whatever it is that the people, want him to know. I think that he's ridiculous. I think he is also suffering from a certain amount of dementia. And it's just a matter of if they're going to 25th Amendment him, let me just say this, then they better do it before the midway point. See, I think he's not going to live to the end of this term. He has several things that are really going poorly for him right now physically.
We're going to take care of all this stuff very quickly, very easily. It's surgical. It's beautiful to watch. But our costs are way lower. Now, Walmart came out with a statement that they do every year for many, many decades. And they said that a Thanksgiving meal costs 25% less this Thanksgiving, coming up, think of that, than it did last Thanksgiving under Sleepy Joe Biden.
This coming from the man that we just watched on video the other day, falling asleep in the middle of a meeting in his office.
Well, actually,
the fact that he still refers to, and again, Joe was sleepy, but
excuse me.
He just fell asleep last week and then stood there like a deer in headlights staring straight ahead while some guy falls over and is on the floor of the Oval Office, and he's just in there. And he is having dementia as well. He's having dementia. That scene with him, and I think it was the Japanese president or prime minister, and she was like trying to lead him around the room, and he was like a lost dog. Like he is definitely not 100%. He's not.
You hear this? It's the sound of the tiniest.
Why is someone telling you to F off? What's happening?
How did you know? How do you know they were talking about me? What, you think I look like Steve Buscemi? Is that what you're going to say?
I think that as to between you and me, I would hope that they're referring to you and not me.
Well, I don't know. You might pass for Buscemi on your best day. You never know.
No, Biden might. I hear you, Miranda. Biden might have been in worse shape. Trump has innumerable amounts of physical things. I also think he's had a mini stroke. There's a lot of things going on with him. I think he wears a catheter. I think he craps his pants. I think he's having multiple health things at the same time. Dementia just being one of them.
Here's what I believe. When it comes to this particular issue, and again, a little secret, there's two layers to this that I think are very important here. The first one is they're talking about Walmart, the worst mega corporation maybe in the world. Well, I won't go that far, but certainly in the United States. They're right there with DuPont, Amazon. You think of any of the ones that are at the top. Walmart destroyed small town America more than any other element in our country. You could talk about NAFTA for sure. You could talk about normal trade relations with China and the removal of Glass-Steagall, and I did all three. Yes. And Walmart, which funded Clinton's entire political career, had as much to do with that as anybody. But here's the little dirty secret that no one's talking about. Is Trump telling the truth right now? Yes, he is, but only partially. It's true. The cost of the Thanksgiving meal at Walmart is down 25% from last year with Sleepy Joe. But you know what I forgot to mention? That the size of the Thanksgiving meal is about 30 to 40% smaller than it was last year. I totally forgot to mention that part.
Okay. And is he also mentioning the amount of people that even working still can't afford that, and the amount of people that are not able to find work?
That's a totally convenient truth. I don't want to talk about.
25% lower for people that can't afford anything is really nothing.
That's fair.
That's a 25% reduction. I think that's right. And if you remember, when I first came in, the first 2 days I had a news conference, eggs, they were hitting me with eggs. Eggs had quadrupled in price.
I wish they were hitting you with eggs.
And they're screaming at me. I just got here. I didn't know about eggs. And Brooke Rollins, our agricultural commissioner, secretary, did a great job. And now eggs are what they were. We got eggs down. We get it all down. But our prices are much lower. Their line is prices, affordability. That's the new word, affordability. It's much less expensive under Trump. And I haven't been here long. 9 months is not a long time. But look at what I've done to energy. Look at the price of gasoline. Going from $4.50 to $2.50 or $2.70, it's going to be $2 gasoline.
People want affordable.
Well, the economy is my thing, and we have the greatest economy in history.
Are Republicans not selling it enough?
Yes,
for
the Republicans.
Oh, my God.
They're totally not selling it good enough, because in my eyes, things are really great. They're totally incredible. And we're totally perfect. No problems. You're the one with the problem. You just can't see it. It's all on you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what people are referring to in terms of what about this that was so over the top where people are talking about now you've got what they should ask him to step. Like, what was different about this than how he always is?
Nothing.
Okay.
There is
So, right. So it's just him being him. They wouldn't 25th Amendment him.
Trump is incapable of speaking ill about the economy because in his eyes, and especially in the eyes of those that are surrounding him, they are doing exceptionally well, beyond incredibly well.
Oh my God. Him and his family have made so much money between all of their shenanigans and their crypto or whatever that is that they're involved in. They're just sitting there and just making a fortune off of this position. That's all they're doing. They're just totally enriching themselves.
And in many cases throughout history, as we've seen, there are those at the top that get rich, but they also make sure that their people are well taken care of. This is part and parcel why you have always had a very favorable opinion of Queen Elizabeth when she was in her heyday, particularly in the UK, and perhaps some others.
I have thoughts. I have, I think I see, I have mixed thoughts.
But comparatively speaking, we have not had any semblance of any type of leadership in this country that even in a small way reflects that of the working class since the days of JFK and LBJ. It's been that long, even Nixon to a degree. But over time, it just all went to hell.
You need to take that off the screen now. Okay.
All right. You feel better now? Well, guess what?
Somebody mentioned it, but it's what I was saying to you about like the other day. It's like we do that. It sits for too long. We got to move on.
We're not moving on.
No, we don't have to move on topic, but we don't need to sit on a frozen screen for any amount of time.
But it looks really great. Aren't you totally impressed with my total kissy face? I look really great, don't I?
No, he's disgusting.
Well, he's got even more disgusting things to say because now they're going to get a little bit deeper into how full of shit he really was about an America First agenda.
Are not thrilled about this idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States. We have about 350,000 Chinese. One point during COVID, you were going to, push to, get them out, but that was pulled back. You've said as many as 600,000 Chinese students could come to the United States. Why, sir, is that a pro-MAGA position when so many American kids want to go to school and there are places not for them and these universities are getting rich off Chinese money?
Sure.
Before he responds, let's just be very clear about something. Since you and I have been working together, we have been very adamant about the need for this country to have tuition-free trade schools and public college. Every other metric when it comes to economic advancement in every part of the world, for every dollar you invest in the economy based on education or higher education, particularly in trades, for every dollar you invest, $7 goes back into the economy. And when you think about how little it would cost for every year that someone who's eligible to get the proper training or education that would cost somewhere in the neighborhood of about $60 billion. In the grand scheme of how much we spend on an annual budget, it's not, I don't even think it's 1%.
Right.
And the idea that you can't earmark that money for that purpose. So total BS right off the bat.
Let's let it play for a bit.
Never said about China, but we do have a lot of people coming in from China. We always have. China and other countries. We also have a massive system of colleges and universities. And if we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business.
So what?
Well, I think that's a big deal.
Are they fans?
You would have the
historically, the United States?
Yeah, but you would have, as you know, historically black colleges and universities would all be out of business. You would have a system of colleges and universities.
So we're dependent on China to keep our university system going?
But I think it's good to have. I actually think it's good to have outside countries. Look, I want to be able to get along with the world.
They're not the French. They're the Chinese. They
spy on us.
They steal our intellectual property.
Wait. So he just said he wants to be able to get along with the world.
Yes.
Okay. And so sending warships and aircraft carriers to Venezuela and bombing boats without any evidence is, I don't know, or maybe expanding NATO, or, I mean, I don't know. He doesn't strike me as someone trying to get along with the world. That's what I'm saying.
The world is going to get along with us whether they like it or not. That was the point I was trying to make, Jen.
Think the French are better?
Yeah.
I mean, really? I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm not so sure. We've had a lot of problems with the French, where we get taxed very unfairly on our technology, with, they put 25% taxes on American products.
But it's perfectly acceptable when you put tariffs on everybody else, right? I'm just saying. And he picks
none of it is going to work in our favor. That's what's so absurd. The rest of the world is just watching us implode economically. There's nothing that we can do to other countries at this point that we haven't already been doing in terms of sanctioning and punishing and economic bullying. We've been doing it for years to so many countries around the world. And now the only difference is he's trying to do it to countries that we need them more than they need us. And so it's just silly. And all that's going to happen is we're just imploding economically. He's facilitating it. Doesn't matter what he does. It's ridiculous.
We'll finish it up.
Look, assuming everyone treats us badly, because that's the way I am, but we take in trillions of dollars from students. The students pay more than double when they come in from most foreign countries. I want to see our school system thrive. But at the same time, I know you and I disagree. We're never going to agree on it, but that's okay. And it's not that I want them, but I view it as a business. We have millions and millions of people. Also, I want to get along with countries if possible. People are shocked. Remember, Hillary Clinton said, we'll be in a war. I stopped 8 wars in the last 9 months.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's news to me. I wasn't aware of that one. What wars did you stop?
Let's think. Pretty sure Ukraine and Russia still happening. Pretty sure Ziohel still bombing Gaza. Pretty sure these things are still happening, but
I think Eric's right. I think he may have started 8 wars.
This is just silly.
He's off the rails now. He doesn't know what to say. And he's getting pushback from Laura effing Ingraham. The only person who could suck his dick harder would be Sean Hannity. Maybe Mark Levin if he's very nice to Israel.
Exactly, Josie. No one pushes back. He wouldn't be able to name 8 wars.
Well, listen, there's really terrible wars happening in Narnia and on the moon. You didn't see the one on the moon, and we're also going to Mars. We're going to stop the wars on Mars. Really terrible things happen. And Jen, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there is a potential war starting between Jupiter and Saturn. We got to get out there. We got to stop it before.
I'm a little trumped out. Right now.
We'll finish it out.
I don't want to be in wars. If I am in a war, we're going to win the thing fast, and it'll be violent. But you know what? I don't want to be in wars. But one thing, you don't want to cut half of the people, half of the students from all over the world that are coming into our country, destroy our entire university and college system. I don't want to do that.
I wouldn't lose any.
And don't forget, MAGA was my idea. MAGA was nobody else's idea. I know what MAGA wants better than anybody else. And MAGA wants to see our country thrive.
Yeah, he's off the rails. But you know what? Hey, he's still got his people, but he's just facilitating it. And I saw somebody in the chat talking about Schlossberg or whatever that he's running, Jack Schlossberg.
Oh, fuck that guy.
It doesn't matter. They could put up whoever they want to. The Democrats, JD Vance is what we're looking at.
Yeah, no. Jack Schlossberg is he's a Kennedy, and he's running for Congress in Nadler's retiring seat.
Yes,
Shocks.
but then there's people that are speculating they're grooming him to be like the presidential nominee.
Oh my God! Yeah, with a name like Schlossberg, that's going to go really far, especially now in the United States. Yeah, good luck, buddy.
It doesn't matter what the Democrats do. It doesn't matter what Trump does. Like, there's nothing that's going to matter at this point in terms of saving American empire. And it's just not going to happen. And nothing is going to matter regarding saving the Democrats.
It may not have mattered in the context of how it had been blurted out, but when you say something as egregious and off the wall as I totally stopped 8 wars, the economy is incredible. We are
welcoming, we're totally dealing with China, but we're welcoming all the Chinese students to our country because they pay a lot more money because it's a ripoff to go to college. That is almost the equivalent of standing on the debate stage and saying we beat Medicare. It's like, you're gonna be kidding me. You're just lost. Like Joe was lost, you're lost too. And this is the country we have. We are, and you have often said, Trump is America.
Oh, he to me is the epitome of what American empire is in the world and how the world views us. I can't think of a better representative of the buffoonery and the bullying and the meanness and the, like, he is a perfect representative of how the world views our country and not our people. Not our people. Most people that I've talked to globally definitely distinguish the American people versus, what's going on up there in the predator class.
And there's one last thing I want to mention about this story. For those of you who, again, are new to our channel, and again, we have over 550 people watching live right now, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you are subscribed and share the stream if you can. When we were small potatoes, and we were small potatoes for a long time, we still managed to get some very interesting guests on the channel. And one of the more interesting guests that we were able to get at the time was Bill Pulte. For those of you who know who Bill Pulte is, he is somehow the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency and the chairman of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. This guy, who is a total Nepo baby, has basically masked his entire economic position behind this idea of charity. And you've often said that charity, and I've said it as well, charity is a way for the rich to avoid having to pay taxes.
When you're talking about, no. Charity is something that's universal and people give what they can give. You're talking about philanthropy. Philanthropy is something that class of people does to basically toot their own horns and avoid paying taxes even more so. Correct.
So the Pulte interview is in our archives. Bill doesn't talk to us anymore. Not a surprise. He decided that he was going to be, it's a different form of that. So He was known for Twitter philanthropy. So he would look for people that were in need of help, and he would toss them $100 and $300 and all of this stuff, and he would build up a hell of a following. Why do I bring up Bill Pulte? Because he's the genius that suggested that Trump go on national TV with Laura Ingraham and suggest 50-year mortgages for people that want to buy a home.
That's him. Wait. How do we know that was him? Like, was he bragging about that was my idea?
It was leaked. Someone leaked it. Like, yeah, he got that from him. The only type of person that would make that type of a suggestion is a sadistic son of a bitch. It's already hard enough for people to get a home. You know what the average age is of a person who is able to buy their first home today? The average age today.
I would say late 40s.
It's actually not that high, but it's 38.
Oh.
That's pretty late.
Yeah, but it's bad. It's not good.
Basically suggesting that you need to be, again, based on the statistical average of the United States, you need to be full-time in the workforce for at least 16 years before you will have the opportunity to buy a starter home. And so what they're suggesting based on the averages is that you can buy your first home at 38 and you can have a mortgage until you're 88 or basically till you're dead. So you will owe nothing and be happy.
It's a way of convincing people that they have ownership when in fact they never will have ownership. Maybe their children or grandchildren could eventually have ownership. It's pathetic. We're really going back to feudalism.